My name is Johnson George, and I'm a member of the Syro-Malabar community, and currently I'm the finance convener of the St. Alphonsus Cathedral Parish. We will make a start with the proceedings for today. Just a couple of housekeeping announcements. This session is being recorded, so please put your microphone on mute unless you are speaking, and please refer to the program we have already circulated. And it'll be great if people can have your cameras on so that we all can see each other. All ceremonies, auspicious functions, as well as new ventures start with lighting of the lamp in our culture. The presence of light means the non-existence of darkness and evil forces. In a virtual event like this, let us do it by singing the Malayalam translation of Lead Kindly Light, an invocation written by Cardinal Newman in 1833. Now I invite Father Verghese Vavolil, Parish Priest, St. Alphonsus Cathedral Parish, to pay our respects to the traditional custodians and owners of the land.
Our meeting is being held on the lands of the Wurundjeri people in Kulin Nation, and I wish to acknowledge them as the traditional owners. I would also like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all will work today. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. I would like to now invite our dear Bishop, Bosco Putur, Syro-Malabar Eparchy of St. Thomas the Apostle, to formally welcome our guests and delegates.
Good morning to all of you on this exciting day. And we are together here for the ministerial announcement of the Victorian grant for the Syro-Malabar Cultural Center, Melbourne. And I'm the Bishop of the Eparchy. And in Australia, the Syro-Malabar faithful are around 60,000, out of which around 10,000 live in and around Melbourne City. And we are very happy that we could initiate the building of the Syro-Malabar Cultural Center in Melbourne, for which the Victorian government has graciously granted a subsidy. I hope and pray that the federal government as well as the Victoria government always foster the multicultural and pluri-religious dimension of the Australian population and safeguard the religious and moral values. And I'm very happy that we have distinguished guests for this ceremony. First of all, I would like to welcome Honorable Rose Pence MP, Minister for Multicultural Affairs, Community Sport, and for Youth. And I'm sure that you had a big role in getting this grant for us. With the sincere gratitude, I welcome you to this meeting. And I also welcome Honorable Bronwyn Halfpenny MP, member for Thomastown and Parliamentary Secretary for Workplace Safety. Being the local MP, I'm sure you also played a big role in considering our community for this grant. With gratitude, I also welcome you. And there is Honorable Joseph Havale, the mayor of the Hume City Council, where the center is located. Joseph is a friend of us. We are spiritually and traditionally, religiously very close. And so he's not an outsider, he's a friend. He's a member of our family. With warm sentiments of gratitude, I welcome Honorable Mayor Joseph. And I also welcome Monsignor Francis Colancheri, the Vicar General of the party, and Dr. Johnson George, the convener, Shiji Thomas, the convener of the building committee, and Anto Thomas and Cletus Chaco, the trustees, and all those who are present for this meeting, especially members of the council, pastoral council of the parish. And I also welcome Rob, our builder from Lumaine Corporation. Hearty welcome, Rob. And I hope that with your zeal and commitment, the work will be completed as the state government requests. Hearty welcome to all of you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bishop. We would like to now give you, all of you, a virtual tour and experience of the Syro-Malabar Cultural Center that is currently being built. Rob Marosik, Director, Lumen Constructions, will also speak to us regarding the next steps in the construction phases towards the end of this video. So Subin, do you mind just playing the video for us? Thank you. Rob, can you please speak to it?
Oh, of course, of course. In that case, because I wish I could show you as of today what's happening on site, but more than happy to share to basically share it from the slide. We have structural steel, which is being erected and installed in about a week's time. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that throughout the project, we're going through a steel shortage as well as a steel price increase that we were fighting on behalf of the community to try to make sure that that comes in on budget, and we were successful in doing so. So that's now in final stages of fabrication. It will be installed very, very soon. Afterwards, we have the roof sheeting, and finally we'll be able to have a little bit more weatherproofing in the parish hall building or the cultural center building. Afterwards, we start the installation of all the glazing to finalize the lockup stage of the building, which will be happening at about mid-October. As soon as we achieve the lockup, we start on all of the internal important services, building services, including electrical, hydraulic, and mechanical. And then afterwards, we complete the fit out, which will include all of the walls, doors, painting, and of course, joinery as well. And then the final stage is the finishing trades, including floor coverings. And then as soon as the building comes very close to a completion, we then complete the external paving for the future car park.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for the update. I invite Honourable Minister Ross Pence, Minister for Multicultural Affairs, Community Sport and Youth, to deliver the ministerial address. I also request the Honourable Minister Spence to make a formal announcement of the infrastructure grant by virtually unveiling the image of the Syro-Malabar Cultural Centre at the end of it. Over to you, Minister.
Thank you. What an exciting project. Before I begin, can I also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the various lands that we're meeting on today, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Can I also acknowledge my good friend and my parliamentary colleague, the member for Thomastown, Parliamentary Secretary for Workplace Safety, Bronwyn Halfpenny. Can I also acknowledge Bishop Bosco Putha, Father Varghese Vavalil, Dr. Johnson George, and of course, Councillor Joseph Will, our good friend, the Mayor of Hume City Council, and of course, all of the other guests that have joined us here today. It's terrific to see everyone. And I'm really pleased to join everyone, even if it is virtually. It would have been really terrific to have been able to see everyone in person today, but I'm glad that we've been able to arrange a virtual event nonetheless. And I'd also really like to thank the St Alfonso Syro-Malabar Cathedral Parish, Melbourne North, for organising this event. It's not so easy to organise in these challenging times, and I'm really pleased that you've been able to do so. I'm really confident that once complete, the upgraded Syro-Malabar Cultural Centre is going to serve as a really important place for the community to come together and to support each other. And I'm delighted that the Andrews Labor government has been able to provide $500,000 through the Multicultural Community Infrastructure Stimulus Package for the construction of this really important project. So this funding package aims to support Victoria's multicultural communities to build and to upgrade their facilities, because we know how important it is for communities to have a space to come together, to share, to celebrate their traditions. Victoria is really fortunate to be one of the most culturally diverse places in the world and home to many multicultural and multi-faith communities, including the Syro-Malabar community, which has brought countless positive impacts to our state. And I was really touched to hear that the community had raised and donated funds for the bushfire relief efforts in 2020. And that's just one example of the wonderful efforts that the St Alfonso Syro-Malabar Cathedral Parish, Melbourne's North, and the Syro-Malabar community to provide support anywhere that they can. And that's why the state Labor government is really grateful for the opportunities that it's had to partner with the Syro-Malabar community to support our fellow Victorians, including through this grant and also through the grant provided to the Syro-Malabar youth movement through the Culturally and Linguistically Diverse Youth Content campaign. And it was heartening to see that the Syro-Malabar youth movement was able to produce a video with this funding to encourage COVID-safe behaviours and address the challenges that have stemmed from the pandemic, including loneliness and social isolation. And it was great to see that the Victorian Multicultural Commission has promoted this video through its channels. And that's really testament to the high quality work and the skills of the young people that were involved in all aspects of this project. So well done to all involved in that. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought with it many challenges, and it's acutely impacted our multicultural communities, which is why I'm so impressed by these young people's initiative to help their community to stay safe. The Syro-Malabar community has demonstrated that no matter what challenges we face, the community is ready and it's willing to help. So on behalf of the Premier, the Honourable Daniel Andrews, and every member of its government, I want to sincerely thank the St Alphonsus Syro-Malabar Cathedral Parish of Melbourne's North and the community for their invaluable contributions. Once again, thank you for inviting me to join you for this morning's events. The Victorian government is honoured to have had the opportunity to partner with you. I'm confident that this community centre will bring the community together to celebrate and to preserve traditions. I look forward to visiting the centre upon completion with my colleague, the hard-working member for Thomastown, who's been a really staunch and loud advocate for your project. And now to the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's with profound excitement that I unveil the visual depiction and design of the first Syro-Malabar Cultural Centre in Victoria.
Thank you, Honourable Minister Spence. May I now invite Honourable Bronwyn Halfpenny MP, Member for Thomastown and the Parliamentary Secretary for Workplace Safety, to say a few words.
First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're all separately meeting today, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and also acknowledge the devastation that colonialisation has had on Aboriginal people of Australia, both in the past and that continues on today. Also to acknowledge all the VIP guests, and of course it's great to have the Minister for Multiculturalism here. She has so many things that so many demands on her time, and I think this her presence here today really is a recognition of the work that is being done by the Syro-Malabar St Alphonsus Syro-Malabar Cathedral Parish of Melbourne. Also to acknowledge the Bishop Bosco Puto and Father Varghese Bavoli, also Councillor Joseph Hawali, who's also the Mayor of Hume, and Dr. Johnson George, convener of the Finance Committee, but also organiser of all things as far as I can see, and also members of the Building Committee and Council and the Builder Representative here to celebrate today. I've been looking forward to this day. Sadly, it's not in person, but it's still a very happy day to acknowledge the great partnership between St Alphonsus Syro-Malabar Cathedral Parish and the state government. And this funding, I think, is a testament to the confidence that the government has in your community and recognises the important role that you play, both by the church and all parishioners in the community. I know, from my contact, the provision of pastoral care support for new migrants that have arrived, raising funds for important causes like bushfire relief, really demonstrate the work of the parish and the church in the northern suburbs, and particularly during this terrible time of the pandemic. And I also want to just acknowledge friends and family you may have overseas. It must be so difficult when you're unable to sort of keep that contact, with loved ones to make sure that they're sort of safe. And I hope that they all are. I think the community centre that this funding is providing or supporting, with of course many of your own funds, really is going to be a great thing for the northern suburbs. There really is a lack of community venues, and so this builds on the ability for people to come together, whether it's the youth organisations that you have or women's groups, and many other activities that are going to be able to sort of happen because of this centre. So congratulations. I feel very proud and privileged to have you as neighbours just down the road, and I look forward to seeing your parish grow and thrive and go from strength to strength. So thanks for the invitation here today.
Thank you, Bronwyn, for your kind words. May I request you to formally release the logo of the Syro-Malabar Cultural Centre?
So I have great honour to release the logo of the Syro-Malabar.
Thank you, Bronwyn. Now I have the pleasure of inviting the Honourable Mayor of the Hume City Council, Councillor Joseph Havail, to say a few words and formally release the video produced by the Syro-Malabar Youth Group with funding from the Victorian State Department of Families, Fairness and Housing, called Youth Content Campaign. Over to you, Honourable Mayor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. I also recognise the presence of His Grace, Bishop Bosco, my friend Minister Ros Spence, our Minister for Multicultural Affairs, and Bronwyn Halfpenny, MP, the State Member for Thomastown, and of course all of you, very many familiar faces and friends to me in this room. As His Grace gracefully said, and I certainly do appreciate it, I'm sort of no stranger to the Syro-Malabar community. I have a long-standing connection, and my own community has a very long-standing personal, religious, and historical and cultural connection with you all, and I'm very pleased to be able to join you. As many of you know, we tried for some years to secure the construction of the church and cultural centre in Hume City. I'm sorry that we weren't able to make that a reality, but Hume's loss is Whittlesea's gain, and you're not too far away, just a minute or two along Somerton Road and across the border. And I recognise that although the church and cultural centre are to be built and are being built in that location in Epping, in Whittlesea, in fact, so many of the members of the Syro-Malabar community are in fact Hume residents, thousands of them, hundreds and possibly thousands who are across Victoria actually make their home in Hume, Craigieburn, and particularly in that northern growth corridor. And so I thank you very much for so kindly inviting me. I'm grateful to you all as well for giving me the opportunity to join His Grace and Monsignor Francis Colincherry and Father Vargas at Mass recently. With the lockdowns and stay-at-home restrictions, it hasn't been easy to get to Mass, and that was one occasion that I have been able to attend in quite some time. So I thank you for that kindness. I've always been struck by just how successful and hardworking the Syro-Malabar community is here in Australia, and that's borne out in the fact that in a short period of the settlement and establishment of this community here in the northern suburbs, but throughout Victoria as well, that you've been able to achieve the initiation and hopefully soon to be completion of a significant project in the northern suburbs, not only catering to the religious needs of the community, but now with the community centre catering to those cultural needs as well. And that's an important part of community life. And it's important that we recognise and thank the Victorian State Government for their contribution to that initiative with $500,000. That's a lot of money that I'm sure will make a significant contribution and be of great assistance to you all. And I know of many other projects funded under the Multicultural Community Infrastructure Fund throughout the northern suburbs, including in my own city of Hume, which we're certainly very grateful for. And I know all of you are when you have shared that information with me. I don't want to say too much more. I think everything's been well covered. Beyond thanking you for giving me those beautiful and pleasant reminders of my many travels through your homeland in Kerala and in Malabar. In the video that you showed early on, I do like to go every few years, and unfortunately, like for so many of you, and we've discussed this before, the pandemic has prevented you from doing so. I'd said, Minister and Bronwyn, that to many migrants, traveling is like drinking water because it's just part and parcel of what you do. You go and visit your family and friends abroad every so many months. And I recognize the trauma that certainly may have caused many people from migrant backgrounds in our community, given that they have been disconnected from their family members. So I hope that with vaccinations looking up and the pandemic hopefully winding down at some point soon, that you'll be able to do that once again. In closing, I thank you very much. I take this opportunity to, in advance, congratulate you on the Feast of the Assumption of Our Lady, which is to take place in a few days' time, which is a very important part of your religious and cultural tradition as well. And in closing, I have the great pleasure and honor of launching the video produced by the Syro-Malabar Youth Group. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mayor. We were going to show a highlight of the actual video, which lasts for more than 6 minutes. So this is just a 1 minute highlight of the video. I'll share that with you in a second.
You know what? We should start by doing something. You know, we could give sanitizers. You know, we could give flyers to spread awareness, and we can start by putting our mask up. You know, who's with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you all for that. Please note that this was only the highlight, and the longer version, as I mentioned, is around 6.5 minutes, and we will share with you all. Please put it up in your Facebook and any social media that you use, so that the young people who worked hard behind that are properly recognized and appreciated. So thank you for that. We would now like to acknowledge the valuable support that each of our special guests and dignitaries have been offering to the Syro-Malabar community in the northern regions of Melbourne. May I invite Father Verghese Bawolu, Parish Priest of St. Alphonsus Cathedral Parish, Melbourne, to virtually present a memento to the Honourable Minister Spence.
Honourable Minister Spence, we thank you for your generous support, and on behalf of St. Alphonsus Syro-Malabar Parish, Cathedral Parish, and the Eparchy of St. Thomas, here is a small token of our appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. May I invite Shiji Thomas, Convener Building Committee, St. Alphonsus Cathedral Parish, to virtually present a memento to our Honourable MP, Bronwyn Halfpenny.
Honourable Bronwyn Halfpenny, Member of Parliament for Thomastown. On behalf of Syro-Malabar Catholic community, I thank you for all your support you have provided to Syro-Malabar community. Please accept our token of appreciation, and we will deliver to your office.
May I now invite Ando Thomas, Trustee of the St. Alphonsus Cathedral Parish, to virtually present a memento to our Honourable Mayor, Councillor Joseph Havile.
Honourable Mayor Joseph Havile, you are always a great well-wisher of our community and the parish. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, care, and love towards us. Please accept this token of appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anto. Thank you, everyone. It's beautiful. Thank you.
And last but not the least, invite Cletus Chacko, Trustee of St. Alphonsus Cathedral Parish, to virtually present a memento to our dear builder, Rob Rosick.
Thank you, Rob. Your cooperation and timely finishing the building. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you very, very much. It's an incredible surprise, and thank you for your token of trust and faith. And I'm very, very honored to be part of this project.
I would like to say a few words of thanks to our special guests for today, for their valuable time. in these challenging circumstances and for all your kind and encouraging words. Special thanks to Honourable Minister Rose Pence and the Victorian Labor Government for their generous support to the Syro-Malabar Cultural Centre. Honourable MP Bronwyn Halfpenny has been a fantastic supporter of all our initiatives, and we are greatly indebted to you, Bronwyn, for everything you have been doing for us and the community. Honourable Mayor Joseph, thank you for your support and friendship, and also for being a role model for our youth. We are a young, vibrant and growing community, and we promise that we will not disappoint any of you. Hope in a few months, our centre will be functional and you all can visit us physically. We also wish that we can possibly have the Honourable Premier of Victoria, Daniel Andrews, for its inauguration. That's my personal wish. Thanks to our Bishop Bosco Putur, Monsignor Francis Colancheri, Father Vergis Wawelu for your great leadership. Thanks Rob Marosic of Lumen Constructions and Bennett Xavier for your help in fulfilling our dreams. I would like to especially thank our trustees, building committee members and members of the youth group for your valuable contributions and participation in today's event. A couple of names I really want to mention who've helped me in putting together this program. So Denny Thomas, who's been behind all the videos, and Subin Joseph. Really appreciate your help with the design and preparations for today. Last but not the least, we will have the Australian National Anthem. So please stand up for the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath the radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this Commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. For those who've come across the seas with boundless plains to share, with courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thanks everyone for joining us today. It's been a great celebration, and have a very good day, and look forward to seeing you all physically in the near future. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.